Hey everybody, Booney's Garage here, and last March we went to the Off-Road Record Games hosted by Matt's Off-Road Recovery. And how the idea all started, I was sitting on my couch one night watching Matt's latest video, and he announced that they were going to put on the Off-Road Record Games and actually had a date. And I'm sitting on the couch, my wife's sitting next to me, and she says, "Well, do you want to go to that?" And I said to her, I was like, "Oh no," because I was thinking, it's taking time off work and it's going to be a lot of money, and so literally I told her no. And not 30 seconds later, Matt called me.
So I was apparently watching the video at the same time as Joey was. I've never been one to frivolously spend money, or not on trips anyway.
Yeah, on trucks, yes.
On trucks, absolutely. Yeah. 4-wheelers, I'm going to go. But like a trip, I'm a big fan of a staycation. Yeah. But, so I was watching this video, and I was like, I got through with the video, and I was sitting with my wife, Misty, like, man, I'd love to go to that. And she actually says, well, why don't you go? And it actually hit me that I actually could go.
Like you're an adult and you have adult money?
I'm an adult, and I actually could go if I really wanted to. So I was like, man, I bet Joey'd like to go. So I called Joey, and we discussed it, and there on the phone, we was like, oh yeah, dude, we're going.
Yeah.
So I was like,
and then we were sitting there discussing it, and like, yeah, this is going to be great. And then I was like, should we call Barrett?
Yeah, we need to invite Barrett. Yeah. So
I got the phone call from them,
right.
And because my wife and I have been watching Matt's Off-Road Recovery and Fab Rats for a little bit at that point, and like every time Joey and Matt and I are like on the phone, oh, did you see this? Oh, did you see that? They're talking about this. And so Kim and I were actually watching that evening. I don't remember if we were watching Fab Rats or Matt's Off-Road Recovery at that moment, but we had seen them talking about the record games, like just a blurb of it. And these two call me and, hey, we want to go do this thing in Utah. I'm like, that sounds like a great plan. But I was right where they were, like money and trips and can I do this? And we're about to move soon. And I asked Kim, and she was like, yeah, go.
Yeah.
I called Joey back. I'm in.
Yeah.
We got support from Great Wives.
We got a good group of women, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we planned this trip like spur of the moment, and decided, it was a month out. It was like February we decided to go.
Something like that.
And heck, we booked an Airbnb the next day and bought tickets to the games and went out. And man, it was a heck of a trip.
It was a fantastic trip.
I had so much fun. We just had a good time, and we got to meet a lot of the people that we watch and got us into it. And I think the most interesting thing about that for me was that the personalities that you see in person really are the people you see on TV.
Videos. Yeah, absolutely.
They were all just genuine, honest, salt of the earth people, and it just reconfirmed that people like that are worth spending your energy on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we saddled up and we took my wife's Tacoma because
we could fit all the gear in it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and 3 wide bodies.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I flew into Santa Fe, and Joey picked me up. Barrett was living in Roswell at the time, so he drove up, and we all met at Joey's house in Santa Fe, and then we road tripped from Santa Fe to Hurricane.
Yep. We took way longer than we should have to get there because we stopped all the time.
We were just playing and being stupid.
Yeah, I've really never seen much out west area, so we did a lot of sightseeing.
Yeah, we took a about a 9-hour drive and turned it into a 12-hour drive.
Oh yeah.
Easy. When we spent an hour and a half to Four Corners.
Right. So we had a good time, and then we got there that night, overnighted, got up the next morning, and headed over to the record. The coolest thing was we got there. There was a bunch of people there when we got there. Don't get me wrong, but considering the size of the event, it was not a huge amount at that point. And so we actually got to walk around a good bit of the vehicles
Correct. Yeah.
before anybody showed. I mean, there was only a couple other people around, so we
Right,
got to get a real nice close-up look of a lot of stuff, and it was really neat. This one here, you see, Barrett's taking a picture of me, taking a picture of Matt in front of Matt Wetzel, Matt's Off-Road Recovery's vehicles. The banana there was just, I mean, the Morvair is awesome. And, I mean, it's all personal taste, but I'm a Jeep guy, and I love that XJ. That Cherokee is just awesome. I love the banana.
Yeah, and see, the Morvair is just.
Oh, it's cool.
That is a super cool rig.
Yeah. I'm not knocking it at all. It is definitely objectively a cooler vehicle.
Oh yeah, they're both fantastic rigs.
Yeah.
Well, they all are. And like Matt talked about that, kind of picking on Rory a little bit. Or actually, he was saying that a lot of people talk about that ugly truck, but he thinks it has character.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about the look of that truck, it's just
a capable machine.
So freaking capable.
Yeah.
When we started getting into this, Joey had stumbled upon Matt's Off-Road Recovery. He was like, man, you got to check this out. And so we start watching, and like the first time I saw Rory's rig, he was coming down a switchback, and he starts doing front and rear dig and turns that truck on that ledge like a tank.
Yeah.
And I was enthralled at that point, and started watching Paul and Merlin, and
Well, the first time I saw him, he was going up Hell's Revenge backwards.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this redneck doing? You know. And I speak fluent redneck.
Yeah, we can talk about rednecks because we are.
So we got a chance to walk around Matt's vehicles first thing in the morning. And,
that was super cool.
Yeah, we got lucky on parking. We got to park right on the edge of the beach.
On the beach.
Yeah.
So let's walk through these pictures we've got and just kind of we'll tell y'all what we're seeing. That first picture was in front of the banana. Here's in front of the Morvair. There's the off-road record.
Off-road record. And to see that thing in live action
is impressive.
It is super impressive. That's an awesome machine.
Yep.
There it is again. And that was, I had to take it a second shot because people were walking around and they all moved, and I had a second, there was like,
And there's Trailmater, and people were piled up around there.
And for sure.
I liked walking around that truck.
There's another shot of it.
Yep.
Super freaking, and like these trucks almost have their own personality. It's like a celebrity, and it's just a vehicle.
Right.
but it's a celebrity.
You almost want to take pictures of the vehicle more than you want to take pictures of Matt and Rory and Paul. And Paul. Yeah.
There's Grandpa Sherm.
There's Fab Rat's truck, and that's
a beast.
That's a for real truck too.
There's Merlin's truck.
Merlin out horsepowered everybody there.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Handily.
He's running I think it's a Cummins diesel.
Yeah.
In that truck, and they had a horsepower competition, and he walked off with it.
Oh yeah, no question.
And this, for some reason, I don't know why, this is one of my favorite rigs. I've always had a thing for flatbed type trucks, and Matt hates them. So
I don't care much for a flatbed, but
this is Tom from Matt's Off-Road Recovery. Tom's rig. This is Dig Dug, and I just think that is a very cool setup truck.
Yeah,
I just love it, and that's my favorite truck of all of them. Old Blue,
which now Rory's
getting painted.
He's painting it. There's Paul's rig.
Yeah, the FJ.
The FJ is a super fantastic.
There's Ben's rig.
Ben's ride.
That's a Jeep TJ, but it's the long Jeep. It's what everybody calls the LJ. First unlimited Jeep they produced, but whenever they were still producing them on the TJ platform, it was a 2-door, not a 4-door like they are now.
Okay.
And that thing's just a beast, man. It's a 4-link in the rear, 3-link in the front, riding on Oris. This is actually one day so my Jeep is about as built as I'm going to do right now because I got a kid that's finishing high school. He's going to be going to college, and I got other places to spend my money. But one day, this is what I want to do to my Jeep. I want a 4-link it in the rear, 3-link it in the front, get it sitting on Oris, build a nice roll cage for it. Like, this is ultimately the ultimate goal.
This rig, I don't know who that belonged to, but it was super cool. Little bitty.
Little buggy with rear steer.
Yeah, four-wheel steering, and, man, it was just – you could tell it was built right.
Yep.
And it was just cool, so we snapped some pictures of it.
Yeah.
And this is just a shot of all the people. I think Matt said that there was over 5,000 people that attended the event.
Yeah.
And I want to take a moment and pause and talk about that. And like we've started a channel now, we're making videos, but at this point, we were just fanboys,
Just three brothers
who love, Matt and Paul and Rory and Merlin and Holly and Chad Spab and Rudy and
just
Eric and just general the off-road community. And then all of the fans that came together around that off-road community to this event. The place was spotless. I have never in my life been in a crowd that large and had no garbage anywhere.
No garbage anywhere. It was amazing. I've been on plenty of trail rides and stuff like that, and the cleanup afterwards is a pain because you have 1,000 people and then there's 1,000 people worth of trash, and then maybe 50 people go
show up
and
clean
it up. This place was, I'm talking about spotless before we got there, and it was especially spotless after we left.
People picked up trash they found that wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was an awesome event.
I actually think that we collectively as a group left that place cleaner than when we got there.
Probably, yeah.
During the record games, they went up on the mountain, and after they came off the mountain, the crews went up to do a quick cleanup. I think they found a water bottle and an umbrella.
They said everything they collected fit in a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5,000 people on the side of that mountain,
Yeah.
and there just was no trash left laying around. It was amazing. I was thoroughly impressed. There's another shot of the folks on the beach. This was right before they did the
pulls.
The pulls,
The
yeah.
dead pulls.
Yep.
Here's another really cool rig we saw. I don't know who owned that one, but it was set up nice.
There's a lot of rigs here.
Several
that-
rigs here that I don't know who they belong to.
Yeah. That Jeep, that Jeep right there, that truck
that old
was
thing
awesome.
was pretty awesome.
There's a shot inside of Paul's wrecker.
truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, don't know him. He wasn't
A contestant.
Yep.
yeah, he wasn't a YouTuber. He
Yeah.
just drove this thing out here.
Yeah.
That was his daily. He
Yeah.
drove it up the mountain.
Yeah.
And we talked to him for a few minutes. Nicest dude you'd ever see.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the entire time we were there, we did not have a bad interaction with a single person.
No, everybody was nice and friendly. It was great. It was great. There's Eric
There's
pulling.
Eric with BSF.
Yep.
And seat cover was in there. By the way, seat cover stuck with Eric the entire time. She
Yep.
worked just as hard as Eric, and she put out as much effort
As anybody else out there, yeah.
Totally impressed
Yep.
with her and Eric. By the way, he broke down on the mountain.
Fixed it there.
He fixed his own truck on the mountain and got up and going again.
And
It was
finished, yeah.
And finished. So,
Yeah.
kudos to Eric from BSF.
Yeah.
He did a heck of a job.
Here's another cool old rig.
Yeah.
Just-
That's an
like
old tow truck.
Yeah,
Old
that's
tow
an
truck.
ancient tow. Pretty slick.
there's a shot with
Rudy and
Rudy,
Janelle.
and there's a shot in front of Merlin's truck.
Yeah. And while we were hanging out getting pictures with Merlin, we got a chance to talk to Jet Ski Jimmy.
Jet Ski Jimmy was cool.
Yeah.
Jet Ski Jimmy, they were in a pretty bad drought there, and the lakes were real low at the time. And he was telling us, everything that's going on with the lakes, and he was different stories about, how he become to be called Jet Ski Jimmy, and he was a fantastic guy just to
Super
to
nice
BS
guy.
around with.
And I think generally that was what impressed me about all of these crew the most is that none of them were too busy to BS.
That's right.
And even when they're crazy busy.
even
Yeah.
when they're
Yeah.
super busy.
I think one of the coolest things is, we didn't get a chance to meet Matt till the third day,
Right.
And you could tell he'd been run ragged. They had a death in their team
On their crew, yeah.
On their crew on the mountain.
And I mean, the guy was running at both ends
Yeah,
the whole weekend.
sure.
And he had a horrible tragedy in the middle of it all.
Yep.
And we met him on the last day, and I said, "Look, man, I don't want to waste your time. I know you're busy. I just wanted to get a quick picture with you." And he stood up with the most sincere expression on his face and told me, "No, sir, this is what I'm here for."
Yeah.
You know,
right.
We're here for you guys. That's
Dude,
exactly
he
what he
was-
said.
Every single one of them, all of them that we've mentioned were fantastic. And,
Yeah.
and just great to talk with, and
Great
would
people.
take time to talk with you.
You point out things about their truck if you had
Right,
questions
right.
or whatever. Yeah.
So, guys, on that note, we're going to grab some lunch. I'm going to take you over here and show you this is what we do in Louisiana come lunchtime. check that out.
Chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried steak,
cream corn.
cream corn,
Chicken fried.
yeah, chicken fried pork steak, potatoes, white gravy,
Rolls.
yeah, rolls.
Yep.
Yeah, in Louisiana, when it's time to eat dinner, we throw down, and
Dinner.
and Mama's one of the best cooks around. So.
Let me get in there. You ain't never put me on camera.
That's the other sibling. That's our sweet Michelle.
Well, all right.
Important.
Say grace.